Yeah. So, welcome to a match analysis. I'm Marche. If you don't know about our Facebook group, you can go to you can search Pikachu Melee R&D on Facebook. There's also Pikachu R&D and Ask About Pikachu. They all do roughly the same thing. So if you're looking to get better as a Pikachu, feel free to check that out. This match analysis is going to be Axe versus Armada at the Summit 2. This actually just happened like 3 hours ago, 2.5 maybe. So it's pretty recent. Axe lost 3-0, but every single match was very close. So very excited to look at this. With all that out of the way, I'm going to get started.
Axe
See,
is
Westball's
about to
start.
fall asleep.
Yeah, I think
Westball's
Wesh
just
Bouch
taking
has to
a
play
little
Mango.
nap.
He wants to take a little West nap.
Is that right?
Before he plays Mango.
He's in the back. He's on the couch in the background.
Yeah, I think it's going to be West versus Mango.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that is right.
So it's Armada.
A lot of athletes do
Prince
that.
that Prince of tennis.
A lot of athletes do that. They take naps before all the.
Playing for the
MGK
last
Club.
hour.
I'm actually gonna turn the audio down just because the crackling is probably just because this isn't really a high quality microphone. I don't really have a good headset, so hopefully that's not unbearable. So I am gonna mute the audio just because it's difficult to focus on what I'm saying with 4 people commentating. I have gotten used to it with normal commentary, which is usually 1 or 2 people, but 4 people is a little hard to focus over. So they do go right into it. Final Destination first, which, if I had to guess, Armada probably banned Yoshi's and I guess Battlefield? Not 100% sure. I guess not having platforms is better. So probably Armada won Rock, Paper, Scissors, banned Yoshi's, and then Axe banned FOD and Dreamland. That makes sense to me. So then, if it was down to that, then I could see Armada choosing Final Destination instead. Yeah. I guess Armada might have lost and still banned Battlefield. Just seems a little weird to me. So right there, Axe actually just right out the gate catches Armada out of his down smash. The spacing on that, or the timing rather, is actually pretty tight. If he had been a frame later, I'm pretty sure he would have gotten hit by that down smash. I'm kind of surprised Armada went for it preemptively. Armada is usually really big on doing reaction punishes, and there's not a single option Pikachu can do from the air that can actually take Peach out of a crouch cancel at 0. Yeah. So Axe goes for a lot of down smashes in this set. I mean, it's kind of just been his thing recently. He really likes throwing the move out. Armada definitely DIs out of it a lot more consistently than anyone else, though. You can see right here, Armada's basically just playing the stage control game. He's using whatever space he has to just retreat and wait for Axe to kind of dive in while he does a wave dash back. Because as soon as that happens, or if he's just dashing backwards and can... if Armada retreats at the same time Axe does like a running nair, then Axe just has... There's nothing good that can happen for Axe. Armada can just... I think the first thing was a down tilt that hit him. He definitely gets hit by down smashes in this situation. And then a little bit later here, I believe he hits him with a retreating back air as well. It's just really hard. I mean, this is kind of the story of most matchups for Pikachu, is that if the other person catches you approaching while they're retreating, they just have way too much time to react. And that's where all their punishes start. But I mean, Axe does an incredible job. I mean, like, if you look right here, I just want to make sure I saw that right. So he gets hit out of it. I believe he wiggles out right before he hits the ground, and he immediately goes into a cross-up nair without even stopping to think. Even Armada doesn't have time to react to that. So you can see they're playing the spacing game. Axe gets a little bit too close right here, which is why he gets hit by that. Right on this one. Oh, nope, not on that one. Yeah, that was just a little bit too far in. If he had spaced that properly, Armada wouldn't be able to get this, and he'd just be able to play his spacing game again. I think he might have actually been a little too slow acting out of it, though. He normally dashes back immediately in this situation, which I don't think I saw him do. Yeah, it looks like he went for another cross-up nair, which that's the other thing he usually does in this situation. It's not bad. I definitely think you need to be more defensive against Peach, though, just because, like, basically every Peach has it ingrained in them to punish you as soon as you do something they can crouch cancel. And, like, Axe definitely had time to react to that move getting crouch canceled, so there wasn't really a reason to think he wouldn't get hit out of his next action. So I don't... Axe grabs the turn up, which... It's not, in that one situation, I don't think it was the right thing to do. Like, he definitely got punished for it, obviously, and no one's going to claim that, like, it's unexpected. But it does remind Armada that Axe is going to catch turnips throughout this set. It means he can't just throw them constantly. And the more tools that you tell your opponent that you have and you show them that you can do and will do, the more they have to think about, the more the burden is on them to choose the right option in each situation. So it's definitely good that Axe does this while it's not going to punish him hard. Like, all that happens is he goes back to ledge here. And if it worked out, then, I mean, he had stage back, which is already a challenge in and of itself. I didn't actually notice this during the regular match, but he actually gets his first non-standard pull here. This next thing is a Saturn. Yep. So I actually kind of feel like Armada should have just held on to that Mr. Saturn. It's one of the scarier things for Pikachu, because Pikachu's shield is such an important resource, especially the full shield. And the Saturn, like, as soon as the Saturn hits, that's about 10 seconds before Pikachu can even attempt to shield anything else Peach does. It's really insane. But that's very nitpicky. The fact of the matter is, Armada has stage control. I actually don't like him doing the floating forward air there. I don't think it really does a whole lot. I really should be focusing on Axe's side of this matchup, but I mean, he's stuck on the ledge. There's nothing really going on, and Armada, waits for Axe to do not a ledge hop, or a ledge dash rather, and then just puts an aerial out. Because even if Axe did a roll there, or if he did a get up attack, or if he does a standard get up, which is what he did. He did a standard get up. Either of those cases, he gets hit by that strong nair. And if he did a roll, then he just, Armada float cancels it and dashes back and either grabs him or dash attacks him, or probably has time to do a crouch out of run and down smash. Regardless, the situation sucks for Pikachu, and you really don't have a choice other than just doing a ledge dash there. Unfortunately, there's really just no room for a mix-up, because Peach can just cover everything else on reaction, or not even on reaction, it's just a flowchart. Alright, so Armada actually doesn't do this great. So what Armada should have done there, well, I don't know. This situation's so awful. At the very least, he did force Axe onto stage, so I guess I can't really fault him for that. He probably should have forward thrown him there instead of down smash, though. He's not really at a percent where down smash is really all that threatening to a Pikachu. So we've got more of this whole neutral game thing with the spacing. Axe has stage control right now, which he's actually using really well against Armada. This is actually really well done, and every time he gets too close, he immediately just rolls back, which the one nice thing against Peach, as long as you hold your spacing properly, Peach does not have the speed to catch you. The thing that Armada could be doing to punish this, however, is once he knows that Axe is looking to retreat anytime he gets in too close, is just threaten to run forward a little bit and then pull a turnip, and then it's a free turnip, and Pikachu doesn't have the greatest ways to get in. I mean, Axe has shown again that he can catch a turnip on the fly, and that's great, but It's really hard to do. So yeah, Armada could have just pulled the turnip there, and Axe wasn't going to be going in to punish that. So again, Peach's forwarders aren't that great, I don't think. It's weird. They're really threatening, so I understand Axe not getting a punish there. But like, as soon as Armada commits to something like that, and you'll see this in later games quite frequent. I went back too far. But like, as soon as Armada's like committing to floating like this, right? How far back did I go? Right here. As soon as Armada's committing to floating like this, Axe should do what he does in game 3 very frequently, which is just shield stop and then full jump neutral B. And then Peach has to do something. Peach can't just stay where she is. And whatever Peach does is actually a commitment at that point, whereas right now, Peach float canceling there, Armada can just let go of his float at any point and the move is over. There's no commitment here, which is what makes this matchup so difficult, is Pikachu normally capitalizes on your opponent's commitments. Yeah, shield pokes with that. And again, that just goes back to what I was saying about Pikachu's shield as a resource. It's already so low. Like, Axe already has to light shield or he just gets shield poked. And it's at the point where, obviously, with a down smash, if you light shield, it's just going to get eaten so fast that it doesn't matter. So the situation sucks. Ash's dash dancing is really great here, though. In fairness, Armada could be punished. If Armada wanted to commit, he could probably catch Axe out of a lot of his movement right here with just a simple dash attack. And he's still at percent where even if he gets hit out of a dash attack, he can still ASDI down just by holding C-stick down. If he dash attacks and then immediately starts holding down on the C-stick and down on the control stick as well, then he's probably not going to get punished unless Axe is ready for it and grabs him instead, which grabs aren't really that threatening for Peach anyway in this matchup. But again, this goes back to Armada's style is to play very reaction-based, and he won't commit to anything. If he does anything that seems like a read, it's more likely actually just option coverage, where he covers whatever option could take away his advantage. He isn't covering the option he thinks his opponent can do. He's covering the option that, like, he's saying that's the option that can take away the advantage he's gotten, and that's... So he it's not that that's what the opponent should do, because he's covering it. So he's forcing the opponent to accept trade-offs for anything they want to do. Which, I mean, it's a good strategy. I think it's lame. I don't like watching it, but it's very effective, and it's the reason he wins as much as he does. Man, how does he get this? I guess Armada just goes in... I guess Armada's expecting the cross-up here. So that's one thing. Yeah, that's all I can think of. Axe is very prone to just doing cross-ups at any random time and mixing up the timing on it incredibly. So he actually, even though Armada's got stage control right now, he's actually so pressured that he's putting his shield up and actually giving this kind of opening to Axe. And the weird thing is, I just talked about how Armada usually covers the option that can take away his advantage. He's actually very much not doing that here, which surprises me. Putting his shield up in this situation where he has Axe's back to the corner, that's the one way Axe can actually safely get through him with a nair. If he just puts out floating aerials the way he was earlier, Axe can't actually get behind him unless he super hard commits to just full hopping over Peach, which at this percent Armada can just jump up and up air or something and kill him. So yeah, I'm surprised Armada does this and he gets punished for it. That's another one that, I mean, the sequence was good. The situation's a little weird. I actually wish Axe, I get that he was literally just holding shield the entire time, but I wish Axe had at least taken the time to see that Armada was DIing behind and turn around in his shield. Because if Axe turns around in shields, which I think he has time for, I don't want to just say that he does, because I don't know for sure. But because what I usually do in this situation is I actually run forward. If they DI away, I'll actually run forward a bit. So I think there's time to do something before the Nair comes out. But Yeah, because the Nair hasn't hit yet, so he definitely had time to hold behind him and then shield, which would have given him the opportunity here to do an up smash out of shield. And I mean, no, he couldn't have done it. But, I mean, he gets a punish, and that's a very good punish. The fact that it didn't kill was a little unfortunate. Armada's DI, obviously, just very good. That goes back to what I was saying a second ago, where right here, Axe gets stuck on the ledge. Because, I mean, he went for a very high commitment option there. And I'm a little confused. I think he actually let go of forward too early. Yeah, wow, okay. I want to look at one more thing before I say this, but that was actually a tech flub by Axe, I believe. Yeah, no, that was actually... Wow, okay, so what Axe did there, or what Axe, Axe reacted to Armada doing the forward air, and it was, it was a bit of a hard read just saying that, like, Armada wasn't gonna drop the float and like, fall with the forward air, but Axe actually timed it perfectly. If Axe hadn't held down too early, I think he actually did that down air with the control stick and not the C stick. But what he actually did, because he actually transitioned from forward to down so quickly, he wasn't holding forward when he left the ground, which meant his speed in the air was actually cut tremendously, which leads to this situation. And I don't know if it's a tech flub, or I know Axe does like to do ledge hop with Pikachu in a lot of these situations, just because it puts you in a weird situation, and especially against Peach. It's the one move that's actually, like, difficult for her to edgeguard in a flowchart. It's not impossible, and if she's not doing the flowchart, it's the easiest one to react to, so it is a very high commitment, but, I mean, chances are it was a tech flub, honestly speaking. Yeah. And then... I'm not sure how that back air hit him. Oh, he went for the... Okay. So I think if Axe had actually been a little bit more patient here and let himself rise up in the air a little bit more, he would have actually caught Armada there. It's hard to say. Armada was moving away at the same time. The commentators, I remember specifically, didn't point this out here, but in the off chance any of you don't already know this, the reason this back air hits, it's not because the hitbox is large. It is large, but I actually paused on a very good frame. You can actually see how wide Pikachu is right now. There are 2 frames at the end of each leg of the up B, so this is one of them right here, where Pikachu's hitbox actually extends very significantly horizontally and vertically. There are 2 frames. One of them it extends vertically, one of them it extends horizontally. I think it's horizontal first, but I don't know for sure. This is the horizontal one, and this might actually be like a frame before it, actually, but Armada is moving to the right. This hitbox is disjointed a little bit. I think it's like actually out here. So it is a big hitbox, and Pikachu's hurt box is about to, on the next frame, extends like even further. I think it probably extends to like that wide or something dumb like that. So yeah, free edge guard. And unfortunately, Axe went to his comfort spot. Every Pikachu has this, just the spot they like to go to have the first leg of their up B end. And the higher percent you're at, the more likely you are to go to it. I mean, you can see, like, even that one, Axe went to this spot right here. And on this next edge guard, he's about to go to the exact same location. Yep, right there. Oh, so it's actually... Oh, Jesus. Alright, you can actually see how fucking large that is. Holy shit, dude. That's the top of Pikachu right up there. That's dumb. But anyway, so it is vertical then horizontal, but Pikachu... Yeah, I mean, he went to this spot because that's the easiest place to sweet spot the ledge from. But it is also very easy to just put out a lasting, strong hitbox like Peach's back air and kill you. So, yeah, that's that. Yeah, Pikachu can't do a whole lot to threaten Peach in the air. Peach also doesn't threaten Pikachu very much, so Armada floating above the stage while Axe is invincible pretty much just buys time. Not a whole lot else goes on. Axe keeps the spacing and pressure up. So I'm not really sure what Armada was expecting with that down tilt. It actually seemed kind of weird to me. Honestly, in general, Armada's play against Axe always confuses me a little bit. I kind of feel like he feels more pressured against Axe than he does against other players, and I don't really know why. But like I don't think I've ever seen him throw out a preemptive down tilt like this against someone just like in neutral game. Like no one's gotten a hit in a while. And he takes this forward tilt for it. Axe gets stage control and actually gets him off stage as a result. Again, like I said earlier, Peach floating in the air, it's kind of hard for Pikachu to do anything against. Yeah, so Axe does something that this is actually just like what Tai always does against Peach, which is like as soon as you clank, like you throw out a move to clank with a turn up, and then you immediately run in and you know do whatever your standard defensive option is, which is not a bad thing to do, but like you need to give more credit to Armada. Like even on reaction, like there's no way that Armada's gonna do anything other than like wait for Axe's reaction here. Like he still can't move after throwing his turn up. And he's already seen that Axe has blocked it like this. So there's really no reason that Armada would be approaching, which is the only way this Nair would hit him. And yeah, he gets a float canceled back air. Yeah, again with the down tilt, and it gets him grabbed. Yeah, and Axe finally catches him with that. It's definitely good. So there are two ways to look at this edge situation, especially for the over 100 getup. One is that you just, if you always cover the normal getup, then if they do the rolling getup, then they don't have time to punish you for whiffing your punish. The other is that if you just wait for the roll, then you can always punish the roll like 100% on reaction, whereas punishing the normal getup is obviously much more difficult on reaction and kind of requires you to think a little faster. The main argument that I usually have in favor of covering the roll instead of the normal getup is just that you give up stage control. Even if you don't like get hit for it immediately, you still give up stage control if you read the normal getup and they do a roll. But I mean, Axe commits to it, and it was the right option here. So I'm not going to say it was the wrong thing to do, obviously. Yeah, Axe catches 2 turnips in a row. Again, that's like not threatening to Armada, but it does tell him that like turnip pulls are not just going to be free hits on Axe. It forces him to really think about his turnip placement. And the more he really thinks about whether it's okay to throw a turnip in any situation, the harder it gets to do that, the more that's on Armada's plate to actually think about. Yeah, forward throw. Yeah, he finally catches him with that. Kind of surprised Axe gets hits here. His dash dancing is a little weird. He's actually doing it a little bit slower than normal. And it's kind of the reason... Oh, he went for a grab. On what? I actually have no idea what he went for that grab on. Oh, okay. So I pointed out earlier that Armada was like doing a lot of float cancel aerial and then shield, and that's exactly what he did there. But he actually baited out the grab with it. Yeah, Armada goes for the super wave dash, or Axe goes for it rather. But yeah, Armada picked up on the thing he was doing wrong and the thing that's been allowing Axe to get some grabs recently, and immediately turns it into a bait for a fucking punish of his own, because Armada's good. So this whole sequence is just Armada with stage control. He forces Axe into the air, forces Axe to the corner, and he stays where even when he gets crossed up, he still has stage control. Like, watch this. Axe gets that, and then, like, Axe can't punish it because he knows Armada has that float canceled back air out of shield. So he just has to get away, and as a result, he still doesn't have stage control even after doing that. He could have gone for an immediate up air, and it might have caught it in time. I'm not sure. I actually want to see. Yeah, no, there's no way. I'm surprised Axe goes for a nair here, and I think this kind of goes to Axe's discipline when it comes to stage control isn't that great. Like, he gets this up air, and like the classic Axe thing to do is land an up smash, which is a heavy commitment, and like Armada would have gotten out of it here, but like this nair just gives up everything. And this is something that like you won't really see Armada do, is when Armada covers an option like this, he covers the option that takes away his advantage, whereas Axe is very much going for hoping Armada gives him everything, because if this hits, then Armada's on the edge with Axe, and has, I don't know, like 20 damage, and Axe probably has a free grab, or maybe even just an up smash follow-up afterward. But the way it is, you know, he got his 4%, Armada has center stage and a turnip, and Axe has a hill to climb. He responds nicely, though. He gets out of the corner immediately. And that full hop forward air actually is pretty hard for Peach to punish. Not because it, like, threatens anything that Peach does. It's just that if Peach goes forward, she gets clipped by it. And if she backs up, then Axe can pull back on his forward air. So it's actually a pretty safe thing to do. It's just you have to be careful, because forward air is not a great move. And if Peach it beats any movement that Peach does, any commitment that Peach makes, even a small one like dashing back, but it doesn't beat waiting. Waiting definitely gets kind of wrecked, waiting kind of just gives Peach all the time in the world to throw any move out, up smash, up air, nair, anything, because the important thing to remember is that, like, you don't want to trade with that move. If you trade with that move, then you take like 12% from whatever Peach throws out, and she takes like 2% from your forward air. So from one hit of your forward air. So it's not good. But definitely in that situation, it was the right thing to do. So this goes back to what we saw. Axe tries to go for the up smash here. And doesn't hold shield. Axe actually, this situation's nuts. Axe dealt so well with that pressure. I'm pretty sure literally any other sequence of choices would have gotten him hit. And like, I don't think there's anything I can really say about why he chose each of his options. It's just he chose right. Yeah, there's this dot eyes rather. I think Axe misses his double jump sweet spot here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure what he was expecting Armada to do. Throwing that turn up down at the ledge there is pretty much the complete standard thing to do. Axe should have just not tried to go straight to the ledge, but I mean, this matchup forces Pikachu to make choices like that really early, and that's what makes it so difficult. It's not even that like that Pikachu doesn't have answers to what Peach does. It's that Pikachu has to choose his actions so much earlier than Peach does. Peach really is allowed to react to everything that Pikachu does, whereas Pikachu can react to things, but if you're only reacting, then you're severely limiting your choice of what you can do, which just makes Peach's job even easier because she has less to think about. I kind of wish Axe had just gone immediately for the Thunder after that up air. Even though it wouldn't have killed, just getting that damage is nice, because you don't really have another good follow-up. Axe didn't need the second up air at all. It doesn't give him anything. It's not even going to hit Peach all the way to the ground and get like a tech chase or anything. It doesn't give damage, doesn't really give any of that. So that was, what, 3 stock? Wow, okay. I actually didn't remember the first game being so in favor of him, but obviously it was. So, second match, Pokemon Stadium. This is definitely Axe's best showing. Unfortunately, Armada gets some pretty disgusting turnip luck. He pulls a bomb on like the second transformation, and then on the third transformation he pulls 2 Stitch Faces, I think. Like separated by like 3 turnips, I think. It's kind of disgusting. So I think what Axe was doing here, assuming this wasn't a tech flub, which it very well could have been a tech flub, but if it wasn't, he was assuming that Armada would try to hit him out of something here, and then Armada would get hit by the Thunderbolt. And as silly as that is, this is one of the few like winning trades Pikachu has. Technically, is taking 1 grounded hit by Peach, and then Peach getting hit by the Thunder. But that's not what happens, and Armada actually does miss the jump out of shield timing, which is hilarious. He went for, obviously, a float back air out of shield there. Or maybe float and air, I don't know which, but the shield stun is so long, he actually still gets the spot dodge. So Axe gets out for free. It's never going to work more than once in a set, though, obviously. Okay, so right here, this is something that, like, it's really cool what Axe does, but he actually misplayed it. So he's going to catch this turnip and drop it, and then Nair. All in one. I meant to pause there, not rewind. Also, Axe is currently losing the stage control game, but, I mean, whatever, that happens. So the thing that's really, that Armada, first off, Armada did this really well. As soon as Axe got his cross up, he pulled a turnip, which, I mean, that's the trade-off. You have to commit pretty hard to whatever motion crosses Peach up. Otherwise, you're probably just going to be sitting there while Peach attacks with a Nair or an up air or an up smash or a down smash or any lasting hitbox, back air, forward air. Forward air is not a lasting hitbox, obviously, but it's really strong and surprisingly hits far away from Peach. That's not what I was talking about, though. What I was talking about was the fact that he ran through, caught the turnip, and dropped it. But he then naired, which... Oh, wait, it's coming up. Sorry. Right. Wait, did I miss it? Yeah, right there. So, by catching the turnip and dropping it, he forces Armada to stay in his shield. What that means is that you... Armada cannot drop his shield, otherwise he will get hit by that turnip. So that gives Axe a free opportunity to land and grab him. Not that you get a ton out of grabs, but every bit of damage you get when Peach is still in crouch cancel percent is super important. I wish Axe would do up throws a little bit more than he does in this matchup. I don't like that he's defaulted to down throw, which is not safe. I don't know. Down throw is such a weird option in this matchup. It's okay at higher percents because it forces Armada to decide what he's going to do, which, you know, no other throw really does. Armada can pretty much just do the same thing on every back throw, every forward throw, every up throw. But down throw really forces Armada to guess what Axe is going to do. So that's good at high percents, but at these lower percents, the mix-up is really Axe guessing what Armada is going to do, whether Armada is going to nair immediately or not. Because if Axe guesses wrong, he gets hit. Whereas at higher percents, Armada is the one who gets hit with a wrong guess. So, whatever. Just a small thing Axe could have done differently. Yeah, so Axe, I hate this nair. Right here. Yeah. So that doesn't do anything, ever. It gives up stage control. It loses to crouch cancel, which Peach is still very much in crouch cancel percent. It doesn't do too much damage. The only thing like there's no way Armada was going to go all the way in there, which is the only thing it would have like beaten out, unless Armada was doing a dash attack, which would have beaten it out anyways, because Pikachu's Nair isn't really that good. What's good about it is the speed involved, not the hitboxes or anything. So Nairing like into this spot is just really not good on Axe's part. He gets punished for it. He's stuck on ledge, whatever. I think the main I think what Armada's going for with those down tilts is just that it's a really off pace option. It comes out really slow and it's not really that punishable. If he's like right inside of Peach, he can up smash out of shield. I think that's about it. I mean, I guess he could grab, but again, Peach is not super afraid of Pikachu grabs, so that doesn't really matter. I always wonder what Peach gets out of down throw. I was pretty sure Peach gets like down throw into neutral air and stuff, which like at this point, Pikachu's not really at the point that he's threatened by forward throw, so I'm surprised Armada's not going for just damage there. Alright, so here we see Armada's now at the percent where these down throws force Armada to guess, because Armada's the one who gets punished for a wrong guess. And yeah, Axe goes for the Nair. Armada got the spot dodge. Situation's over. The one thing I'd like to see Axe do in these situations is I would like to see Axe pulling back a little bit more, just so that he doesn't give up stage control by doing this. I mean, it's difficult for Pikachu because of the way his hitboxes work. They aren't as convenient as Fox's, where you can really position yourself to... Like, legitimately, Fox could cover that exact same situation without giving up anything by just turnaround back air. But it is what it is. So Axe I really like that Axe is doing wave dash down, like wave dash in place rather, to control his spacing the way that he is. But the fact that all of these wave dashes in place are you know, they're not just imperfect, they're bad. Like, these are very not clean wave dashes in place, which I can't imagine he's trying to like triangle jump something. Like he's not trying to air dodge through something. Like, he's literally just trying to stop himself. So he's really cutting away from his ability to react to things by just doing these not good wave dashes in place, and they're not hard to do. They're not hard to practice. So it's just unfortunate. I don't really know what that down air was about. I can't actually imagine a situation. This is a very nice punish, though. But yeah, I can't imagine a situation where this down air coming up right here makes any sense. I guess he probably thought he would get the ledge cancel. Yep, and this is really hard to do. The timing on this is very difficult because the end lag on down air is not big. Or I'm sorry, not the timing, the positioning. Because like, as long as you do it during the down air, it's fine. But you have to, you literally have to clip Peach's head like Axe did. Yeah, Armada's still SDIing out of those down smashes really well. Yeah, that's really good. He knew he was dead if he got hit off stage by that down smash, so he DI'd the first one down to get hit by a second one. At this point, percent doesn't really matter for Axe. The point is he's just getting hit off stage no matter what hits him. So what's more important is just surviving each hit. Axe is just moving really clean right now. That's really all this is. And he's... How does he not get hit there? Interesting. So Armada wasn't DIing that down, so he couldn't start his... Oh, right, okay. So this kind of has to do with the fact that you can't technically crouch cancel multi-hit moves. I forget the exact logic, but if moves hit like within a certain amount of time of each other, basically you just can't crouch cancel them. You can still ASDI down. So like the down smash there was definitely late. He definitely could have caught Axe out, but he didn't. And the first, I think his initial DI was actually upward. It didn't look like he was staying on the ground at all. I don't know why Axe jumps here. So he... I don't know why Axe jumps there. All that jump did was delay his up air. If he was going to jump, then I would think he would be trying to hard read this air dodge. In which case, like, he should have jumped and then double jumped either left or right while using Thunder. So I don't really know what... This isn't a stage where you can really go above Thunder. Like, you can, but not if the person jumps from a platform, or is on a platform rather. So I can understand Axe being worried, especially if it was just like kind of a panic jump, but it wasn't good to do. Yep. So Armada's still like in his shield like way too much. He's actually just kind of assuming Axe is going to just like go in constantly, and I think a lot of this goes to kind of a mistaken impression that people have of Axe. He's not aggressive. He's stubborn. If he thinks an option will work or is the correct decision, he will stick to that option. If Axe starts to camp, he will continue camping forever. It's actually really frustrating. Like I've played a few matches against Axe, a few sets rather, and he can't, or rather there's nothing I can do to make him stop just like staying back and dash dancing until I make a commitment. Honestly speaking, it's the same thing that like Armada does when he plays Fox against like Marth, for instance. He really just stays back and doesn't go in until the Marth makes a mistake. And Axe is definitely capable of doing the same thing. It's just not really the style he likes to play. And a lot of the reason for that is that Pikachu needs to pressure his opponent. Not like, I'm not saying Pikachu always has to be in their face, always has to be like putting shield pressure on or anything like that, but you have to be putting the burden on the opponent to play correctly. And playing the patient game like that, it's very difficult to put that kind of burden on your opponent unless your spacing is super clean, your movement is super clean like this, and you're really like constantly signaling to your opponent like, I am ready to hit you. And the perception that Axe will always go in and always attack is what makes that perception, or is what makes the pressure so strong, is that when he does play patient, everyone just feels like, all right, well, Axe's timer passed like 10 seconds ago. There's no way he's going to dash dance another time. And then he does. And then you make your mistake, and he punishes you for it. He's getting so many grabs. I don't understand. Armada held shield. Armada definitely air dodges and holds shield here. And then I think he tries to double jump out of this. Not 100% sure what happened there. It didn't look like he started an air, so I think he tried to double jump out of it. That exact positioning was just kind of weird. I think that's like the one DI and percent combination where like you actually have a safe up smash, possibly. Hard to say. Yeah. So their neutral game is kind of slugfesty. They're actually just kind of putting moves out, hoping their opponent runs into it. Yeah, and Axe gets caught by that crouch cancel there. Misses his dash back. Armada is throwing out so many down tilts. I actually feel like so much of Axe's success this match actually just comes from those down tilts. It's crazy. I don't really know what Armada is expecting to get out of them. Like I guess at this percent he'd get like an up air for a kill or something, but it really isn't that good. It's not a great neutral game option when you haven't pressured the opponent into something. Like it's one thing when he gets Axe into a corner and starts doing it, but like when Armada's got his back to the edge and he's just throwing out down tilts, it actually just doesn't make sense. So yeah, Axe being in here is it makes a lot of sense. He's basically he pretty much wants Armada to go down there because he's at the point where percent doesn't matter. Eating hits from Armada doesn't matter, and you can tech everything that happens in there. He just wants a chance at getting that jab lock and essentially just ending the match right on that. So Armada has a Stitch Face. He gets his kill. And at this point, the match just comes down to Armada's going to like throw the Stitch Face away. I think he gets one more hit, and then he throws the Stitch Face away. Yeah. Yeah, this next thing misses. I don't know how... Oh, yeah, this one... No? Yeah, and then next turn up is a Stitch Face, I think? No? One more? That's 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Axe goes for the hard read. He kind of has to. He doesn't really have a way to kill Armada at this point, other than an up smash, which can't. There it is. Yep. There's the Stitch Face. Or Axe plays around this pretty well. The problem is just that pressure, like alone, kind of screwed Axe over. This situation just sucks. Alright, so I just want to point out right here the difference between what Axe, like, doing the double jump nair here instead of the running, just the run jump, like the single jump nair, is the difference between having some stage control and not. If Axe had not done a double jump here, he would have landed down here instead of on the platform. And there's no way he'd be over here to pressure Armada the way that he is. Unfortunately, that cross-up air that he does, or not cross-up, but just, like, doing the up air the way that he does, like, it would have been nicer if he did, like, a shield stop short hop up air. But that's kind of risky because of shield dashes. I don't know. This whole match is just kind of dumb and frustrating. Yeah, So I think this is actually the first time Axe did this the entire set. He panicked in this situation instead of just shielding the turnip like he does every other time in the match, or putting out like a forward tilt. He rolls behind it right into Armada's arms, and That's that. So Axe runs it back. Scar and Blur are mad. Axe is laughing. He's not happy, though. I promise you he's not happy about that. Alright, so Axe runs it back. This is the match where Axe really just like plays to win. He catches Armada kind of staying on the platform, which is weird. I mean, I've said it before that being in the air is like pretty safe for Peach, but it's important to realize that like I was comparing that to dealing with an invincible Pikachu on the ground, not trying to say that Peach wants to be in the air in this matchup. Like, Pikachu definitely beats Peach out in the air. It's just that what beats her out is the fact that Pikachu can up air for free, and up air doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It doesn't have too much kill potential against Peach if Peach is high up already. In neutral like this, I'd much rather Armada just go straight to ground and play without a turnip. I don't think being stuck in the air like this was worth the turnip. Axe gets those 2 hits. And the important thing is just that Axe has stage control, and Axe can do... Okay, so this is what we're going to... I went too far back again, I'm sorry. But this is what we're going to see like a million times this match, is Axe using his stage control to do this full hop retreating neutral B. And there's basic... I don't think Armada answers this entire set. Or rather, this entire match. And that's another really important thing is in this matchup, like, at low percents, the damage matters so much. I guarantee it was really tempting for Axe to do another up air and see what he could get out of it. But the fact of the matter is he needs the damage. And this up smash is actually really sick. He spaced it really well. Just barely... And I don't know if it was entirely spacing or if he just got the up smash out before the back air hit him. But it worked out really well. He still has stage control. He still... So this whole set, he's been following up his tail spikes on stage with neutral B. And the first time I mentioned it, like, it made sense. Like, he would have hit with a neutral B. But this one, very clearly, like, Peach was going to be on the ground. And, like, if Peach hits any tech, then this tail spike doesn't connect. If Peach misses tech, I still don't think this tail spike connects, because Pikachu... I'm sorry, not tail spike. I still don't think this nair connects. So I really don't like that he's doing it, because, like, Pikachu jumps reasonably high. Not because Pikachu actually jumps high, but because Pikachu is so short that jumping a more or less normal height means that Pikachu's body is like an entire body width above the ground. So the nair doesn't actually hit opponents who are either short or like knocked down very easily. So I really wish he'd just like waited and tried to react to it. Like, again, if he had just done his normal... I mean, an up smash wouldn't have hit there unless he waited for it, but there are things you can do there that are way safer and give up way less. Like, he could have either immediately dashed back to cover tech to the right, and then he either keeps stage control no matter what if Armada does anything other than that, or he gets the punish if Armada does roll to the right. Or, you know, if he was hard reading any other option, like, he could have down smashed to cover both tech in place and miss tech, which is what Mewtwo King would do. Cover all the options you can. And, like, if he was hard reading tech in place, an immediate forward smash would have worked. Just that slight delay on the startup. But again, my point is not that any of these options were necessarily smart to do. I think the two quote unquote optimal options that I mentioned, which Mewtwo King's cover every option you can, or Armada's, you know, cover the option that takes away your advantage, I think those would have been the best two choices. But I don't think the other things are wrong. They're just much higher commitment. And the fact of the matter is, Axe, like, I don't even think he committed like I don't think he covered an option with the commitment he made. I think he gave up stage control for an option that couldn't have hit anything Armada did. And this is what I mentioned before. If Armada's not doing the flowchart, just float cancel nair at the ledge when you do your get up option, which he doesn't really do until Axe is is over 100 ever, just because it's not really worth being that close to the ledge to be able to do it. So as a result, like, this is on reaction. That up air is completely on reaction. Axe is lucky it doesn't really combo into anything, because Pikachu's not really a floaty. How did this down tilt connect? Alright, so Axe just committed to the full run in there. I think he was trying to do the Mewtwo King, just run and grab. And unfortunately, he expected Armada to retreat a little bit more. There's the tail spike up smash that I've been talking about. I don't actually like how Armada uses this turn up. It's just way too slow. It was never gonna catch Axe, but whatever. Axe gets that tail spike. I don't like that Axe waits so long. I think Axe should have gone out here. You absolutely have. If Axe goes out like right here, and when I say right here, I mean that this is like when the movement would have started based on his reaction time, just reacting to the early up B, he can absolutely get the second tail spike, and then he just has to hold edge. I think I just saw that he gets a tail spike anyway, so let's see. Yeah, it just holds edge. So he got it anyway. I just think he made it harder on himself. I really think Axe needs to be ready to take those options when they come, because there are only so many things that Armada can do that even give that kind of opportunity. So it's not really adding a whole lot to what you're thinking about to just like look for that one option. And again, Peach is slow, so if she does anything else, like, you have time to think about what she does. Good. Axe is holding. Armada actually. Interesting. So Armada's actually a little bit unsure what to do there, and I'm not sure if it's because Axe has started to use projectiles, which he hasn't been doing, or if it's because the transformation's coming up and he doesn't really want to deal with it while the transformation's happening. But he absolutely gave Axe the entire stage back, which is very unusual for Armada. He's usually very greedy with stage control. So yeah, all Axe is doing is just making it so Armada feels like he can't be the one to approach, which is kind of true to begin with. This matchup really does favor whoever acts second in any situation. I don't know. This transformation sucks. I don't like seeing this. The funny thing is, I actually personally think it benefits Peach more. But the important thing, Peach versus Pikachu, doesn't really matter. The important thing is that it definitely benefits Axe more, because Axe practices with all this kind of crazy stuff. Yeah. Axe is getting caught on his larger dash dances a lot, which... It's not that he shouldn't do them, obviously. You have to mix up your lengths. Yeah, once again. So I want to look at this and see if I can tell why Armada opted to wait instead of doing the flowchart. I don't actually know if the flowchart is a conscious thing that Armada does. Okay, so it was the timing. It actually just was because Axe got a small hit in. So Axe absolutely could have just done an up B or... Oh, not here. Down B right there. I think he thought... It looks like he thought about it. Didn't go for it. It wouldn't have killed. I'm not trying to say that, but... Again, it's good damage. You really want that in this matchup. That weight and that roll was actually really good. If Axe had done pretty much anything, I guarantee he would have gotten hit out of it. I'm very surprised this up smash does not hit. This up smash was actually very sad to see. Right there. Granted, it was slow, so like I'm not gonna claim it was like deserved, but definitely just unfortunate. And this is something that Peach has a little bit of privilege here because Pikachu's range is so bad. You don't. Peach can kind of be a little greedier on what she does and doesn't respect. That kill was really lucky for Axe. I don't think Armada expected him to be on the backside at all. And that's one of those Armada might have even just pressed he might have pressed the tech button during the hit stun even, or the hit lag rather. It's hard to say. Yeah, so we see Axe does like 2 or 3 different things that like he's been doing a lot this match, but he does them all right here. So the first thing is using his multi-hit move so that Peach can't crouch cancel it the same way as normal, and then just immediately buffer roll, which that would have worked, even if Armada had done the more normal down smash. And I think Axe might have even gotten a punish on if he had done a down smash with that timing. I'm not sure though. And then he does the retreating full hop neutral B, which really does prevent Armada from getting in. I mean, you have to be careful, obviously, because it is a very slow move, but he catches the turnip again. Catching the turnip doesn't really do a whole lot. I mean, like I said before, it's nice to remind Armada that, like, it's something he should think about, but oh, interesting. I didn't even notice that Armada got a dot eyes in that situation. I think it was a dot eyes. I actually want to check that. Yeah, that's a dot eyes. So that kind of sucks for Axe. How? What? Wait, who moves? Who moves in this situation? I can't believe that second one hits. That's so dumb. So you see it again right here. Axe has really sloppy wave dashes in place. And like, it's hard to say what the real consequences of that are, but it's something pretty important for him to fix. I like that Axe didn't go out on that one. He's pretty much gone out on all of the other... Okay. So pretty much every time Axe has gotten a throw, he's gone for some sort of follow-up aerial, and Armada has air dodged it. So I really wish Axe hadn't given Armada the good player respect here. Because as soon as this moment happens, he absolutely assumes that Armada's not going for an air dodge. Except he kind of even does, because that's all that up smash could have covered. I'm actually really confused here. Did he miss a pivot? Is that what happened? I kind of feel like he actually reacted to that air dodge and then just, like, didn't somehow dash to the left on his last dash dance instead of to the right. Interesting. So I definitely take back what I said. I thought he just assumed that Armada wasn't going to air dodge and wasn't ready to punish it, but it looks like he just kind of panicked on his reaction. I do wish he had kind of stayed ready for a chance to get a tail spike though, because that's the only thing that's gonna like get a kill in this situation. Yeah, he gets his roll out. He's actually got Armada so scared right now. This is incredible. He's actually got Armada in a situation where he feels pressured to keep stage control. He's not just keeping stage control because he feels like that's like the way to win, like the way to get the best results over like consistent periods of time. He actually like doesn't feel like he can deal with Axe without this stage control. Like you can see, his goal is essentially to take space and then to hold that space, and then once he has enough, he starts trying to work with it more. Yeah, that kills. Oh no, it doesn't. Totally watched this match like an hour and a half ago, and I still don't remember what happened. Yeah, kills no question. Stupid throw. This transformation kind of sucks for Pikachu. All right. If any of you didn't believe me when I said the Axe is stubborn, look at that shit. We're just gonna watch this 2 or 3 more times. Crouch cancel up smash. Crouch cancel up smash. Crouch cancel up smash. Yeah. No, Axe is not aggressive. He is stubborn. His default playstyle is definitely aggression. So most of the time he is stubborn about being aggressive. But it's definitely stubbornness that is... Alright, what the fuck happens here? Alright, someone actually tell me, what happens here? How does Axe go directly into a neutral B? I actually don't know what happened. When did Axe get this turn up? Okay, so that's interesting. Axe does the air dodge method to grab the turnip here and gets punished for it. I don't know why. Yeah, Axe definitely feels pressure. I mean, Axe dropped his lead here, and he's kind of flubbing now because of it. I mean, that's... Jesus. That's literally what the rest of this stock is just that Axe dropped his lead and started to panic. I mean, his composure's back. His composure is back now, but, like, the damage is done. So... Where is it? There's a situation coming up soon. Alright. So right there, Axe should just hold stage. Like, Axe really should just hold center stage. There's no reason to go through with that up air there. It doesn't... The problem is that he knows Armada is going to shield here. Like, everyone knows that you know, you throw a whiff move like that, like, the next action is either a buffered dodge or a shield. Like, they're not going to just take your attack. Which, granted, maybe Axe reacted a little bit late and just thought he had the timing, but he should really wait for Armada to do something. And something a lot of people don't really acknowledge right now is that if you get your opponent to just hold shield on platform, even if you know that they can especially if you know they can shield drop, just let them hold their shield. Like, short hop in place a couple of times, like, pretend you're considering, like, attacking them, and then just let them wear their shield out. It makes shield poking them way easier. It makes their shield drop less scary as a result. It makes their shield just less effective overall. And depending on your character, like, I mean, granted, most of us are probably Pikachu players, but depending on your character, like, it gives you a chance to shield break. And all of that is really good. And once again, Armada's not doing his flowchart here. So he has all the time in the world to just up air that. Honestly, the flowchart probably gives a chance to react to that too, now that I think about it. So, basically, That's just not a good option against Peach. It's probably not a good option against anyone, but especially against Peach, it's not a good option. So once again, Armada does like, I don't know if this is a movement flub or just like fancy movement, but like his instinct is to shield. So I assume it's a flub actually. If he hadn't put that shield up, I would think he was trying to do like a Charlie Walk or something. But the fact that he puts his shield up tells me that that's a flub, and Axe was not ready to punish it. Like right here, Axe could have gone in for a grab. And something really important to note, Armada has not done a single dash attack this set. That is the only option that Axe has to be afraid of here. And he dashes away. Axe absolutely could have just gone straight for a grab there. Again, not to say that a grab would have gotten him a kill or anything. Also, right here after this air dodge, absolutely could have up smashed him. But he doesn't. Gets that nair, gets that. Yeah, U-chips. Peach's dash attack can absolutely be up smashed out of shield. So yeah, I mean, if Axe was worried about a dash attack, he absolutely could have held shield himself and then like up smashed out of shield. What I was going for though was just like after his down tilt, something that I don't see Axe do at all, which really just lets his opponent hold shield all the time. He never down tilts into dash grab, or sorry, not dash grab specifically, but down tilt, like dash out of the IASA frames, and then grab his opponent. Because it's not necessarily about like that specific technique like being good. It's about the fact that it tells your opponent they cannot shield your down tilt and just hold shield afterwards. Otherwise, you will get a grab every time. And it's a piece of conditioning that Axe doesn't do. And in that one particular case, like he down tilted while his opponent was having what was even if it wasn't a movement flub, it was still a pretty high commitment movement. And then yeah, he gets that, which is good. I don't know why I rewound on that one. I shouldn't have. But yeah, he gets that. It's free. So Axe like takes a moment right here to like stop and think, and so the unfortunate thing is that he really didn't have time for that, and it actually does kind of come down to that time. The thing that like Axe really needed to remember was that he wasn't making mistakes. He really was. Like keeping up with Armada at every turn. And I think just the fact that he had a lead at one point and now he doesn't kind of led him to feel like that wasn't true. But the fact of the matter is, like, what Axe needs to do here, he needs to just commit to going to a platform. He needs to push Armada to a side rather than holding like the platform. Instead of holding this platform down here, he should go to one side and use the extra height to force Armada to do something. Because from down here, like, Armada's just floating above where he can actually hit. And he's rushing these up airs. All of these up airs could hit if Axe just, like, double jumped if he waited a little bit more on the double jump, or if he waited a little bit more on the up air, all of these up airs would have hit. Like, look how close that is. That would have been a tail spike into stage control for Axe, into, like, Armada having to do something defensive, which right now Axe has a flow going on. So it's pretty reasonable to think Axe would have gotten the best out of whatever interaction happened afterward. Yeah, he gets that. See, at this point, like, I mean, Axe kind of, like, chickens out here. There's nothing he really could have done. But, like, yeah. And this just comes back, again, the extra, like, 5 seconds that he took, or not even 5, the extra, like, 2 seconds that he took to really think about it. Yeah, this timed out, James. But, like, that extra time Axe took to stop and think, which he really didn't need to. He didn't really change how he played. He just took a breath, which I'm not saying that that's a bad thing to do, but it wasn't like he hadn't gotten in his head and, like, started playing bad or anything. Like, he literally just, like, he had, like, a bad couple of moments and kind of immediately got to a feeling where it's like, wow, I can't let this continue. There's nothing that can happen if I, like, continue trying to play my game, which is exactly what he did, and it worked. But I mean, that's all fine. Also, Armada's super lame right here. Armada starts unplugging his controller, so Axe just goes to, like, hit him and like, close out that match, and Armada just fucking quits out before it can happen. Even on the sudden death thing, he won't take a loss. But yeah, so what really sticks out to me between the second and third games, even though the actual result of the games was very similar, Axe actually had a game plan change that made the second game stable, whereas the second game, or sorry, made the third game stable. Whereas the first game on Stadium, the second game overall on the set, Axe was still just playing the same. He was playing more patient than the first game, but he was very much not making use of the stage. I don't think Axe was really thinking about stage control in the second game, but his game plan made better use of the stage. Even if it was only something as simple as adding the retreating neutral bees to his game, it put a lot more pressure on Armada to hold stage control. And I pointed out a lot of times Armada very much was feeling uncomfortable when he lost stage control, which usually isn't something you need to be worried about against Axe. Axe will normally give up stage control on his own like an idiot. No offense if you watch this later, Axe, but the number of times I've watched you do a cross-up nair on an opponent who is standing at the ledge. Anyway, so yeah, that's the set. It was a 3-0. First match was not very close, which I think mostly just comes down to, I think FD is a much worse stage than Dreamland for Pikachu in the matchup. I think platforms are actually really important for Pikachu. And yeah, not sure I really have much more to say other than that. Axe is starting to deal with stage control better than he usually does. And like when he needs to be patient, like he was able to take a match to a timeout. Axe is the one who took that to a timeout, not Armada. Armada took maybe Armada like killed 30 seconds. Axe killed 7.5 minutes of that game. Well, okay, 3.5. If we consider 4 minutes to be like a standard game, Axe killed an extra 3.5 minutes, which is something we almost never see from him. So it's good. Clearly, he is figuring a lot of things out and improving his own gameplay. Yeah, you're definitely right about that, U-Chips. Patient Style was definitely working against H-Box. Like in that, so going back to that crew battle, putting Axe in against HBox was definitely the right decision. The thing that they did wrong was, I don't remember who they put in, but they should have put in Westballs against HBox. I think the person they put in lost 3 stocks or something dumb like that, and it was kind of predictable. Like, Westballs, not because of his playstyle being good, but I don't know. But their whole team, just in general, like, they didn't have any answer to floaties. It was actually really rough. I think it was, Westballs... Right, they put Pew Pew in, which, like... There's a point in time where putting Pew Pew in, like, Pew Pew in would have been the right decision entirely. But for some reason, Pew Pew sucks against Puff right now, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, Pew Pew was literally the only person doing the anti-Puff things, like, a year and a half ago or something like that, and now just, like, he can't do them. If we go back and watch that set, which I'm not going to do right now because it's way too late, crew battle, not set, but Pew Pew, like, got a lot of his forward throw setups and, like, didn't do anything out of them, which was funny. I actually find it really funny to watch Pew Pew right now. Like, I think he's such a good player, and I definitely learn a lot from watching him, but, like, he gets in his own head, and like, his punish game just disappears. It's weird. Proxy Bomb. Why doesn't Axe play like this playstyle? Or why doesn't Axe like this playstyle if it genuinely works? Same reason that when Axe plays against Vector Man in friendlies, and they do their, like, Falco Dittos, no, like, lame stuff agreement, Axe really does play melee to have fun. Unfortunately, he plays a character with a lot of not fun matchups, and the Peach matchup can definitely work out a lot better if he plays this style, but Axe is not the kind of person who wants to approach timeouts on every match. It's just not something he wants to do. And as a result, he doesn't have a lot of stamina for these longer matches. It's actually really difficult for him. And he definitely doesn't have the composure to, like, you know, take an early lead, draw a match out, and then, like, still play well if he loses the lead in the end. Alright, see ya, James. Thanks for watching. So, it's just a lot of things like that. I mean, like, whenever Axe... There was a point in time where, like, whenever Axe streamed, I would just, like, spam, like, Axe play Campy, Axe play Campy, Axe play Campy. Because I think this is something Axe needs to get comfortable doing. I really think Axe would actually probably be the most likely person to beat Armada in any given set if he just, like, took up this style a little bit more seriously. There are a couple of, like, really clear things to do, like, dealing with stage control that Axe just doesn't do. And just in general, Axe doesn't, like, regardless of what game plan we think Axe is following, he does a lot of options all the time that just don't make sense. I pointed out, you know, his follow-up to one of his up airs, just, like, it was a nair, like, above the location that could have hit any of Armada's landing options. I pointed out when some of Axe's follow-ups on down throws, like, how he could have gotten way more out of them, like, on reaction rather than on a read. And it's just things that Axe, you know, to some extent it's things that Axe doesn't think about. To another extent it's things that, like, it would take a long time for Axe to start thinking about those things without it impacting the rest of his gameplay, because it really takes a lot of you know, it takes a lot of effort to you know, do what Mewtwo King does and think, oh, what's the optimal movement in every situation? What's the best option? Like, what covers the most options? What gets a kill if they DI this way, if they DI that way, if they have this percent, if they have that percent? Like, all of those little things either have to be built up with, like, experience after experience after experience, or you need to devote a very large amount of focus to that option or thought or consideration or whatever it is. And you know, for one reason or another, Axe doesn't do that right now. And Pikachu already has a lot to think about. Pikachu relies so much on improvisation and you know, just a bunch of things, just like reacting to situations where like you don't really know what's going to happen. Just up air alone has so much complexity to it that, like, I think the entirety of the things that a low level Sheik pays attention to in a game, a Pikachu pays more attention than that purely on like their up air interactions, just like dealing with, oh, which hitbox is gonna hit, like, can I control that? Do I have a follow up? Do I want, like, which hitbox do I want? What follow up do I want? What follow ups are guaranteed even? Because up air is very strange, and your opponent actually has a lot of influence based on their DI. Like, so it's weird. Some moves, you look at them and it just seems like you can't really DI them much. Like, it doesn't change anything. Other moves, like Pikachu's up air, like, it's the difference between the person kind of like staying in place when you get the kidnap hitbox and being sent like 8 character widths behind you. If you look at the pop-up hitbox, the difference between your opponent getting hit like straight above you and getting hit like 45 degrees to a side, like, it's crazy. And getting your follow-ups based on one option or the other is very difficult to react to. Am I going to analyze the Mafia match? I'd rather not. I don't actually enjoy watching them play Mafia very much.